Hello folks, wanted to talk to you about some of the things I found with the Phantom 4 controller. What happened to me was the controller wasn't charging any longer. Happened about a week ago. I'd plug it in and the light would blink, the first light, and it would blink rapidly and never charge, and ultimately would turn out about 10 minutes later. So I tried charging it overnight or leaving it plugged in, and it still wouldn't help. So I started searching the old interwebs, and it turns out a lot of people have the same sort of problem with the Phantom 3s and the Phantom 4s. I believe it's the 3 professionals and the Phantom 4 standards. So I started looking around and found a YouTube channel. The guy's name is Gonard Car 1, and I'll put a link in the description below. But he has a tutorial on replacing the battery. So what I did was purchase the same battery that he recommended, which is this Gens Ace LiPo 3500. I believe the model number is BTX35002S1P, and it costs about 15 bucks. And further on in his comments, somebody left a link to pick up some balancers, so I picked up one of those also. And what I did was I soldered the balance lead to these two pads here, and then the middle wire for the balance lead I connected to this B pad over here, and then the power from the wall going to P negative and P positive. And I put it all back together and plugged it in. Still had the same issue where the lights in the controller, only the first one would light up, but it was intermittent, so sometimes the second light would light up and blink like normal, but then it would ultimately turn off and not charge. So I was frustrated. I tried turning on the remote controller, and immediately the low battery LED would light up, and the speaker here would start going off, and then the controller would just turn off due to low power. So I left it plugged in, hoping for the best, and then in the morning I pulled it apart and tested the battery. Sure enough, the battery was charged perfectly. No issue with the battery. So this works. Problem somewhere else. So somewhere in this controller, there's some magic electronics going on. So there's 24, I believe 24 volts coming in here. Let me see. It's nope, 17 and a half volts come into the controller to charge it when you plug it in. But at these pins here, you're getting about 8.4, 8.5, just enough to charge this battery. And for some reason, this pigtail here, this plug, has 2 blacks and 2 reds. So they both have the same voltage going through there. There's nothing exciting, no digital anything. This is just the negative and a positive, and they both have the same voltage. So maybe the gauge was too small. I'm not entirely sure why they dulled it up, but they did. So when I test this remote controller with the battery, I get the same issue. One light blinking, and it never charges, although the battery actually charges. So I used my DC power supply and set it to a specific voltage and hooked it directly up to this controller, and I'll show you what happens. But the same issue, one light blinking rapidly, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, but either way, it's not actually taking it, not taking a charge. The low battery light will go off, as well as the speaker emitting the annoying sound. So without further ado, I'm going to do that for you guys.
So I'm at 8.4 volts, going directly into the controller from where the battery plugs in. This is a 2-cell, so it will put out 7.4 volts, but 8.4 thereabouts when it's fully charged. So this is simulating a fully charged battery. If you watch that light, oh, this time it decided to do 2. Oh, and now 3. So 3 lights. It's not blinking, but as soon as I power it up, you get the low power LED, and pretty soon the buzzing will start. And of course, on the video, it's going to make me out to be a liar, but we'll let it sit there for a second. So we got 8.4 connected directly here. We got 3 lights, which is solid. This is the best it's performed. So I tell you what, I'm going to turn it off and try it again. Well, there it is. It's going to make a liar out of me. So I'm going to drop it down to 7.6. No, still at 3 lights. 7.3. Same. 6.6, which is about the dead end of a battery. Still at 3 lights. 5.7, 3 lights. Oh, at 4.8 it died. So let's ramp this back up to 7.8. Well, yep, it's gonna make a liar out of me. Oh, starting to blink. Power supply didn't change at all, but it's 2 lights and 1 blinking. Third one. Let's drop this down. 7.5 volts. 7.4 volts. 7.2 volts. 7.1 volts. 7 volts. 6.9. 6.8. 6.5. 6.4. 5.6. 5.3. 5 volts. 4.5. It's dead. Alright, let's bring it up to 8 volts and see what happens. Alright, 8 volts. We got 2 lights and a third blinking one. I'm going to demonstrate how you just connect one of these and you get the same effect. Oh, apparently I don't. Different effect. 1 light and blinking. Now, if I connect the other negative, one light and beeping. Now if I do both wires, well, same exact thing as I did before, but now it's 1 light and it's beeping. I'm at 8 volts. When I check the voltage using the controller, it now says one dot. So let me make sure I have both these connected. Same story. 8 volts. Let's try with the positives. I'm just going to do one. We'll do the other one. Same deal. Stick them both on there. Now I'm going to try to duplicate what was doing the first time I tried to show you, because that's the result. I'll take that result and I will be able to use this. But if it goes straight into low battery shutdown, then I can't even fly with this thing. So I'm back at square one. I have a good power supply. My battery's charging properly, but something in this controller, perhaps it's got to be a voltage regulator or voltage detector circuit in here, because if it's getting 17 and it's putting out 8.4 to charge the battery and accepting 8.4 in here, something in this board, and I haven't really ripped it apart yet, and I might, just so I can look for a burnt component or something, but something's wrong with the controller board itself, not the battery. So I'm wondering if I would have tested that battery, and perhaps if you guys test your batteries, it might not be the battery. It might not be that DJI charging circuit balancer that they have. It might just be the main board on the controller. Alright, thanks. Thanks for listening. Hope it helped. If you have any suggestions for things to try, put some comments down below. Thanks.